Dr. Tracy Masebe. I'm the Acting Chair of Department of Life and Consumer Sciences. Welcome to UNISA. This is part of the orientation for the first entering students. As you know, UNISA is an Odell mode of teaching. It's the largest open distance and e-learning institution in Africa and the longest standing dedicated distance education university in the world. In the Department of Life and Consumer Sciences, we have two different streams, which is the Life Sciences stream and the Consumer Sciences stream, where these streams, they run from undergraduate level to postgraduate level. Now, interestingly so, you might wonder, what does a life scientist do? Because obviously you have chosen the life sciences stream. A life scientist is a person whose work is centered on the study of living organisms, which may be plants, fungi, bacteria, viruses, humans, or animals. A life scientist can also choose to study a wide range of scientific fields in the streams, which can be medical sciences, wherein you will be able to study about diseases. You can also be a geneticist. You can also look at chemical processes, which are different. And you can also look at animals and indigenous plants. So you can also conduct research in these different fields, wherein you'll be looking at different techniques, especially when you are doing laboratory work. So you can look at techniques like growing your bacteria if you are a microbiologist. You can also look at different techniques that are related to molecular biology. In the Department of Life Sciences, you can look at different streams, which may include biochemistry in combination with physiology or microbiology, where you'll be following the business management stream. You can also have a biochemistry and botany stream, biochemistry and microbiology stream, and you can also have microbiology and physiology stream, Bachelor of Life Sciences in biomedical sciences, and then you can also have the biotechnology stream, genetics and zoology stream, physiology and psychology stream. Other streams, you can check them online and see the combinations. However, if you're focusing on these streams and you might want to continue with your bachelor honors, you should be able to understand those streams, their prerequisites, so that if you go to honors level, you have all the required modules at undergraduate level. So for the consumer scientist, you might be wondering, what does the consumer scientist do? Consumer scientists, they study the needs and wants of people as consumers of goods and services, also providing advice and guidance on further development of those goods and services between consumers, retailers, manufacturers, and environment. They can also serve as educators and researchers in the different fields of consumer sciences, such as clothing, hospitality, food and nutrition sectors. Where can consumer scientists work? They can work as researchers in product service development. They can also work in marketing. They can also look at quality control matters and consumer advice, amongst other several things that they can offer. The streams under the consumer sciences include food science, food nutrition, clothing and textiles, consumer journalism, hospitality management, and skills management. And also the different combinations under the consumer sciences stream may include your journalism stream, where you look at science journalism, fashion journalist, editor. You can look at fashion retail management, fashion small business management, food retail management stream, food service management, food and clothing, food and nutrition, or hospitality management stream. Our curriculum in the life sciences and consumer sciences are designed in such a way that at undergraduate level, you can pick modules that will assist you in advancing to honors level, master's level, and PhD level. That is, you'll be able to do NQF level 5, 6, 7, and 8. So therefore, it means at that level, you should be able to pick modules that would assist you in doing that. For an example, a candidate who wants to focus in genetics at honors level should be able to take modules which will be prerequisite for the genetics module. You should be able to have graduate level modules in genetics, which will assist you to advance at honors level in genetics. In addition, the horizontal articulation therefore addresses matters such as, for example, if you want to do medicine, you can pick pre-medical courses at undergraduate level, which will assist you to enter into the medicine field. in subsequent years. We have two different types of assessments, which is your formative assessment and summative assessment. In formative assessment, you'll be required to submit assignments which may either be done online in forms of blogs, discussion forums, multiple choice, or written assessment. These types of assessment may be marked online to ensure that you get feedback timelessly and constantly. In a summative assessment, you can submit portfolios and also write examinations which will be venue-based. And you can also do practicals and submit reports in the form of portfolios. In the life and consumer sciences stream, we also do have student practicals. During the practical sessions, that's when you'll be able to meet your lecturers in different modules that offer practicals. So the practicals are usually year modules where you'll be required to visit the laboratories for 2 weeks, and then you'll be able to apply the theory knowledge practically and be able to understand some of the concepts that we covered theoretically. So practicals for some of the modules are offered at second year level and third year level. However, for you to be able to do third year level practicals, you should have done the second year practicals, which form part of prerequisites of the third year practicals. Students also need to register for some of the modules, to register in different groups because of the large number of students that we receive. Therefore, you should make sure that you register in a particular group so that you are given a slot when you will be able to do your practicals. In addition to that, practicals are quite interesting because you are able to address, for an example, now we are dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic, which is a global matter. So students who are studying biomedical sciences may want to undertake a career in virology, wherein you'll be able to work in the lab. For example, if you're a virologist, right now you could be working in the laboratory to look at or to study the morphology of this COVID-19 virus, which is causing issues worldwide.
Good day, students. How are you? My name is Dr. Mapholi. I'm the Chair of Department of Agriculture and Animal Health. Today, I just want to give you an overview, just a brief overview of what we are doing at the Department of Agriculture and Animal Health. So welcome 2020 class. So I'm going to give you just a brief overview of a career, as you are now on your first year, and then you might be wondering, or actually what I'm doing in the stream of agriculture or in the stream of animal health. So agriculture, if you know, it's one of the biggest industry in Africa, and especially in South Africa. And agriculture production, it plays a big role in our economy. And if you think about that, it actually controls the food security. And that also has actually identified our food sustainability. So when you are studying agriculture, there is number of careers that you can follow. Like for an example, when you're studying BSc in agriculture, you can be an animal scientist. When you are an animal scientist, you are gonna be teaching farmers on how to breed well, on how to improve production so that to be able to have a good profit. And also you can do like something like plant sciences and be a plant scientist. The plant scientist is looking at the plants, and you can do a lot in medicinal plants. You can actually also do genetics and also in medicinal plants. And also there's another stream that we call it agriculture, business and management, and that is more of agricultural economics. So you can actually deal with agricultural economics in terms of advising the farmer, what are your profits, and as a country, how are we doing in terms of profit in agriculture. And also that goes with working together with the bank, and you can work in the bank, you can also work directly with the research councils, you can also work with the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development. And also the other thing that you should not forget is in terms of research. So as you are doing your BS in agriculture, you can also be able to be a researcher. or an academics, as a researcher, you're coming up with the research questions that's supposed to help the farmers to be able to grow either their animals or either their crops or either their plants very well, so that the production becomes better and they can make profit, and also we can also have healthy food, because at the end of the day, remember, it's about growing something that when we eat, we get a nutritious food. The other thing that also you can be an educator in a training colleges like agricultural colleges, that you can work there as an advisor. You can actually help the farmers in when they're supposed to plant. You can also help the farmers in when they're supposed to vaccinate their animals. So there is so much in terms of training the farmers. And again, also in our stream of animal health, you can be an animal health assistant. And animal health assistant, that means you're working with the veterinary people, and you're working in a vet lab, or you're working with animals in the farms. And that one, you can help the animals with animal diseases, and also that is going to be then the animal welfare. So the animal welfare, you can be a technician, you can be a scientist, you can actually again help them in terms of how and when should they do the vaccination, and also to treat their animals, what kind of procedures should they supposed to follow, and going also and monitor their animals. Like in UNISA, we have a mobile clinic. Our mobile clinic, actually, we use it to be able to show the community how to vaccinate their animals, and then we show them what kind of vaccines that they need. So again, in terms of career, there is so much to do in agriculture. You can still be a genetics in agriculture, because as a genetics, you can then work in terms of how to produce, what are the beneficial genes that you can move between plants, between animals, and then also you can also look at forensics DNA that you can actually look at the animal stock theft, where animals are stolen by people, they don't know who animals are those. So you can actually use the DNA to be able to identify the genotypes or verify the parentage. So there's so much to learn in agriculture. Different programs that we are offering in agriculture. We have a higher certificate, and this higher certificate is NQ level 5. The higher certificate is animal welfare certificate. This animal welfare certificate is when you finish your grade 12, or you are working in a farm as an animal assistant or as a laborer, but you know most of the time you are working with animal diseases, and you want to perfect your knowledge in terms of animal diseases, you can do the animal welfare certificate, and that animal welfare higher certificate is going to build you up in terms of knowledge of diseases that we are facing in Africa. And also the other thing that we offer is the diploma in agricultural management. The diploma in agricultural management, it can also focus in animal science, it can also focus in plant science, it can also focus in agricultural economics. So there's so much to get in within that diploma. And again, you do have also diploma in animal health. Diploma in animal health, that means you're working with animal welfare, working with animal health issues. So you will be looking at the veterinary issues and be able to assist the vet in the veterinary institute or in the department in terms of vet when they do vaccination. And then also you can do, after you finish your diploma, you can do an advanced diploma. Advanced diploma, it helps you to further your studies in the same path of career that you're following. So in advanced diploma, it's just a year course, and it's NQ level 7. So the NQ level 7, it's a very easy a certificate to do, that is actually you can complete within a year. Then when you finish the advanced diploma, you can do advanced diploma in animal health, you can do advanced diploma in agriculture management, and then you can do this advanced diploma. They will then boost you to be able to do postgraduate diploma, which is what we're going to be offering in 2021. From 2021, we have the postgraduate diploma that it actually it helps you to be able to go to your master's level, to do your master's degree and also to do your PhD degree. The other good things that we are offering in Department of Agriculture and Animal Health is BSc. We have BSc in agriculture. This BSc in agriculture, it has 3 streams. So you have BSc in animal science, where you're dealing with animal husbandry, we're dealing with animal science, breeding and genetics of animals, and then you all animal nutrition, and then you're also looking at plant BSc in plant science. BSc in plant science, you more focus in plant genetics, plant genomics, and also metabolic studies. So there is so much to grab in terms of plant science. And also BSc in business and management, which is the agriculture economics. So you're looking at the level of how to advise farmers in terms of economics, and that is one of the stream that actually is very interesting, because it gives you an idea of, in terms of our agriculture and our economy, are we making a difference? Because as a country, or as you are studying, you should think of making a difference. And also in all this stream, we do offer a master's, we do offer a PhD, so you can actually go for your career until you become a doctor or an expert in the field. So we also looking at the curriculum articulations. The curriculum articulations, we have the horizontal articulation, we have the vertical articulation. And the horizontal articulation, you must think of the modules that maybe you could not meet a certain credits. So when you are coming into a stream, you are now coming to do BSc in agriculture. And when you're doing a BSc in agriculture, you would have prerequisite modules that you have to do. So like for an example, in first year you expected to do modules like animal physiology, like AS 1501. If you don't pass 1501, you cannot do ASA 2601. So there are prerequisite modules that you need to focus on, so that you can actually at the end complete your whole qualification. So there are prerequisite modules that you do. But however, as UNISA, these prerequisite modules are actually so lenient or relaxed in a way that it made it much easier to be able to understand and complete your qualification. And then the other thing, we have vertical articulation. So vertical articulation, you can look at the program progression. And as I was telling you, in Department of Agriculture and Animal Health, we have a higher certificate that is NQ level 5. So when you finish the higher certificates, you might realize that, okay, it's not a time for me now to go to get a job. I want actually to further my career. Then that means that you're going to go and do a diploma, which is a 3-year diploma. And this diploma, then when you finish, you might say, oh, I'm still not yet much grown enough, or now I'm working, but I need to advance myself in terms of the knowledge that I have. Then you go, you do advanced diploma. And then you can then again still further and do your postgrad diploma, or do your business, your BSc in agriculture, and then do your MSc and do your PhD. So that is now you're doing a vertical articulation. So it's your program progression, how you're progressing in terms of your career. So which is, you need to look at it, because you can't just have a national certificate and say, yes, I'm done. No, you need to have something that you're confident with, the knowledge that you've gained. So there are so many things to be able to obtain this qualification that it needs to happening. As a student, you know that you need to study for you to be able to actually get your qualification. So we have assessment that we do at the university. When you register in these degrees, there are assessments that we give it to you. So there are formative assessment and there are summative assessments. The formative assessment, that is when you come to UNISA, and you might have already heard before you come to UNISA that UNISA would give you the assignment. So you have assignment number 1 and assignment number 2. So for you to be able to understand actually that you are doing, you need to study within your module. In that module, you need to actually work on your assessment. If you cannot do all your assessment, you are actually disadvantaging yourself, because you're not going to actually have enough knowledge. So you need to really actually study very well. So for you to be able to understand your modules that you are studying, you have to actually take advantage of the online programs that we have. We have a discussion forum that actually you can be able to talk back with your primary lecturer, and every time share the knowledge and have questions in terms of those discussion questions that you are given, and then those enable you to be able to understand your module and be able to do well in the module. Also, Don't forget that we also as a lecturers, we do have online activities that we do. Sometimes we're gonna just give you a quiz, and we can just discuss with you or give you a PowerPoint presentation to be able to actually help you to understand better in terms of the modules that you are learning. Then these assessments are very important because you need to actually get your overall year mark, and your overall year mark are determined by the assessments, the formative assessment. The other thing that you cannot miss and that you have to do is your summative assessment. And your summative assessment are the exams. I know that so many people, they don't really like to go and write exams. Exams are so important because you are actually assessed based on the exam, because the exams, they carry actually more weight of your percentage of your pass for you to be able to obtain your modules or your degree. So you need to actually be prepared when you do exams. So if you were doing your assessment well, you will be able to actually have a better knowledge when you go to enter to the exam room and write the exams. In UNISA, we have introduced something that we call it a portfolios. Portfolios are also taken as an summative assessment. You write the formative, and then we take that as your final marks that actually determine for you to obtain the qualification. And again, we have practicals at UNISA within the diploma, within the certificate, within the degree. And these practicals modules are of a must, and they need to be done. And for you to be able to actually obtain your qualification, you need to have these practicals done. So you might find out that on your first year and your second year, there are practicals that you are attending, and on your third year, that's where actually most of your practical are for you to be able to do applications in terms of the questions that you are doing within the modules that you are learning. So you will find out that in agriculture and in Mahat, we have actually a practical within the module. We have practicals and we have theory, and both those things needs to be done. So as a student, I tell you that you need to really pay attention. Make sure you attend your practicals so that you gain the knowledge of what you are studying, and also you do your formative and summative assessment in terms of that you can conclude your qualification. So there is so much for you as a student to learn at UNISA. Remember, we are one of the largest universities in Africa that is actually an open distance learning and is also online. So you should take the advantage of this opportunity. Think about now when as a world we are faced with COVID-19. And think as a genetics, what you can do as a student, as a genetics student. You can actually be able to look at the genotypes of the genome of this virus strain and be able to see how do we come up with the vaccine. There are medicinal plants in Africa that maybe, who knows, we can actually use your knowledge as you're growing to be able to come up with a good vaccine out of these medicinal plants. And through your studies, it's you who can actually make difference in this country. Do not forget that now we're focusing on Fourth Industrial Revolution. What can you do as a student to be able to be a good critical thinker and a good expert in terms of agriculture, and be able to make difference in the production of agriculture and food security and sustainability, so that we can all fight poverty in South Africa. Thank you so much, and enjoy being at UNISA. We will give you all the necessary materials and help you every time you need help. Our offices are open. Even the office of the COD is always open for you. Welcome and enjoy the rest of the year, and all the best. We're hoping you do well in your career and finish your studies. Thank you so much.